Hi, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bomikazi, but some call me Bomi Osana, aka Madam Attorney. For this channel, I am Madam Attorney Honey, and you are tuned in to the Legal Chats with Madam Attorney. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Today I am talking about 5 important skills that any attorney or LLB student should develop in order to do well in their job. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into it. Skill number 1, it's a communication skill. You need to be very good with communication if you're going to be an attorney, if you're going to be working in corporate, if you're going to be consulting with clients, consulting with police officers, court administrators and all of that. You need to be the kind of person that can express themselves, that is able to listen to the person they're speaking to, write down the information that they were told, keep proper records of what the conversation was about, be able to express yourself, what it is that you want, because you consult with clients need someone that is very good with communication. You cannot be emotional when you're consulting with clients, even if they get upset with you, but you can't really retaliate or be angry with them as well. You need to be able to maintain you're cool and communicate well. Be able to communicate even if things get heated. Be able to get your point across in the most polite but clear way. Sometimes we need to communicate difficult things to things that clients don't want to hear, but we still need to be able to communicate that. So as an attorney, you need to make sure that you're very good with communication. If you're the type of person that gets irritated quite easily, you need to work on that, honey, because you're going to deal with clients, you're going to deal with government officials, you're going to deal with a whole lot of people that are going to work on your temper and just that are going to work on you and really irritate you sometimes. But you must be able to maintain your cool and be able to express yourself, what it is that you need to express, without losing your cool. Okay, so communication skills are a must. You must be able to communicate, you must be able to listen and get your point across as well, as politely but firmly as possible. Okay, point number 2 is as an attorney, you need to be able to do research. You must be able to research cases, certain acts, be able to interpret what those acts mean, how they're applicable to your case, how you can use them in your favor. You must be able to read on case laws that support your set of facts, that maybe contradict your set of facts, or that conclude, or regulations that help you interpret what it is that you're trying to achieve. Let's say maybe you are dealing with a divorce matter. You must be able to go and check on an act that deals with people that are married and community of property. You must be able to deal with an act where people did not register their marriage, and just find out what does the law say about that, and then how do you apply the law to your set of facts. How can it work in your favor? Does it work in your favor? You must be able to write whatever you found out while you were doing your research, and be able to present it well as well. So as an attorney, it is absolutely important that 1, you have good communication skills, 2, you're able to research and apply yourself and analyze what it is, the set of facts that you're dealing with, what it is that you're going to do, and have good research skills, because a lot of our work requires us to do a lot of research, requires us to write, requires us to communicate what we've learned through our research, and how we can apply what we've the knowledge that we've acquired to a given set of facts that maybe an office is dealing with. So it is very important then that an attorney or a law student or paralegal or somebody in the legal field is good with research, because it is a very important skill that we need to have as attorneys. Skill number 3, I'm gonna say that skill number 3 is you must have organizational skills, right? You must be an organized person. Very often attorneys work under a lot of pressure. You hardly or you seldom have just one file to deal with. You often have about 10 or 15 800 files that you need to go through, and that means that you must be able to, you must be very organized. You must know where what is, how you saved it. Your file must be organized so that if somebody else picks up after you and they're trying to help you with certain work, it's very clear to understand or follow up from where you left off. It means they must be able to, you know, write down what is going on in the case, what is the last communication. If a person goes through your file, they must be able to see, oh, this is what has happened, this is what has happened. So it means you must know your files must be very organized, your computer must be organized, your physical files must be organized, your notes need to be organized so that you understand and they follow a certain chronological order, so that it's easy for you to understand. It's easy for somebody else that picks up your file to also understand what is happening with that file. So good organizational skills are a must. You will find that if you're not organized, you're gonna mix up papers, you're gonna put a draft order in A's file when it's supposed to be on C's files. You will take an ID that belongs to B, you will put it inside E's file, and then now you're looking for that ID and it's nowhere to be found because you don't even know that you put it in E's file. So it's very important that you become organized as an attorney. You need to organize your own personal life, you need to organize your work life, you need to just be an organized person in general. If you don't get organized, then it ends up being a thing that you need to call your clients to sign documents that they've already signed, and clients get very irritated when you do that. Or you have to pay for documents that you already obtained because you lost them in the office because you're not organized. So it is very important that you become organized. Have a system, have a way for how you store your things in the office, how you store your files in your office, and how you store documents inside your file. It must be an organized file. It mustn't be a dog's pie type of file, okay? One thing about attorneys, you're going to deal with a lot of paperwork. You need to be absolutely organized. So get organized, honey, okay? After being organized, then you must have good time management. You must be able to manage your time between consulting with clients, following up with outside stakeholders, going to courts, going to sheriff, you know, sitting down and actually doing the work. If you're not organized, you are going to find yourself lost. So you need to have you need to be able to manage your time properly. That means that you cannot just do anyhow. You must know that if in the mornings I am sitting and I'm reading my emails and I'm responding to them, you're going to do that exactly between 9 and 10 maybe, where you're responding to emails, you're reading them, you're printing them, you're filing them properly on each file, okay? And then let's say maybe between 11 and then you have coffee or lunch or whatever. Then between 11 and 1 you go to court, or you go to the sheriff, or you go get certain documents or request certain documents somewhere. That's what you're doing. And if your afternoons are for drafting, then your afternoons are for drafting, but you must have some kind of structure so that you manage your time better. Also, you need to have like targets for, you know, you must have like a certain amount of billable hours, because that is how firms make money. You make money by the number of hours that can be billed. So you must have like a timesheet where you can write down that between this hour and this hour, this is what I was doing, this is the file reference number that I was working on, so that the secretary in that office can then go back and capture that information and then maybe be able to do a bill of cost. If you're out with client for like a whole day, that is like billable time. So you can charge client for the fact that you are attending to a certain office with client to do something for a file. That is billable hours. But you must have like a timesheet where you can write down what you did for so many hours. At least you must be able to account for a certain number of hours in your day. It mustn't be a thing that you came into the office in the morning but you cannot say what you did with those 8 hours, because with attorneys we work with time, we sell time, so billable hours are very important. So you must have a timesheet, set a time frame, like a number of hours that you know, for these hours I must have billed. So at least 6 hours out of 8 you must have done your work, or else your principals are not going to be happy with you because you are not working and you're not making money for the firm. So manage your time properly, have a structure for how your day looks and what you do, and also just an allowance for urgent things that come up that you're not pretty much planned for, so that if they do come up, you can go back and still catch up. Attorneys work under a lot of pressure, so being organized and managing your time come in very handy to manage that pressure. But yeah, in general, honey, being an attorney, being in practice, I think maybe attorneys in corporate have it better. I'm not sure. I've never really been in a corporate office. I've only ever worked in practice, and there, honey, it's just pressure, 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 attitude, pressure, racism, pressure. So listen, you are gonna need to get organized, okay? And one other thing is, this is like, I'm just talking about, these are the 5 most important skills that an attorney needs to develop, right? One other thing is that you need to pay attention to detail, okay? You absolutely need to pay attention to detail. You need to be able to read a paper, read an answering affidavit or pleadings or whatever, and check for inconsistencies, you know, loopholes, stuff that can help your case, or acts that are not cited properly, times that may maybe throw the case out of court, the way in which the papers are written, which can help your client. You look for such in your papers, and that means you can't just go through a court document without caring what it's going to do or why you're going through that court document. You need to read, and you need to pay attention to detail when you are reading, because it becomes very important. You check out for inconsistencies, you check for things or facts that may have been left out, you check for misrepresentation that may have been done by a client, or statements that are contradicting each other, and all of that, and that then in turn helps your case or breaks your case. So you need to be the kind of person that pays attention to detail. You cannot get distracted when you're doing your work. You need to make sure that the environment that you set yourself up in when you're going to work is going to help you do your best. So those were just the 5 most important skills that an LLB student should really try and develop, or an article clerk should try and develop. I will do other skills or other things that we need to kind of help or need to develop or practice as attorneys in order to do better in our jobs, you know, on a second video. But I felt like these are just like the most important ones that we all need to develop if we are going to do good in our work. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys on my other video. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you are notified every single time we upload a video. Yeah, bye.